If you want to be more efficient and effective while running your business with more inner peace than working on the core of your issues instead of putting on a band-aid is vital. Welcome to the Business Brain Podcast.
I'm your host, Esty Rapport, and here to help you improve your 28 cognitive functions, the 28 things that make up thinking. In each episode, we'll discuss a real-life challenge, why you might be struggling with it, and give you practical strategies so all areas of your life will improve.
You know those people who always know how to come up with creative, out-of-the-box ideas? How do you become one of those people, especially when you need your ideas most in challenging situations? This is coming up next on the Business Brain Podcast, episode 411. But first, if you want to make your life easier, you want to be more productive, get more done in less time, you'll want to apply and join us for your Brain Rewired, a 90-day program to help you get to peak brain performance so running your business is a whole lot easier. It's LifePix, P-I-X, university.com/your Brain Rewired. Now, for today's real life challenge, imagine you got a pretty good business going. But every year, as the school years begin and parents get busy with sending your kids off to school, the business slows down. You've got to come up with something creative so you don't keep on having this dip. Thinking is made up of 28 thinking skills called cognitive functions, which we use for almost every activity. Naturally, we all have stronger ones and weaker ones, but those weaker ones are making it challenging for us to do what we want to do, including coming up with creative solutions. The main thinking skill required for creative thinking is hypothetical thinking. Yup, the skill that you've learned in school. If I know this, then I know that, or then I can guess that, I can assume that. Take a moment to think about it. There's nothing completely new in this world. Whenever we're creating something, you get the idea based on what you know or already have, right? Like, let's use going to Mars for just an extreme example. Where do you get the idea of going to Mars? Because of going to the moon. Where do you get the idea of going to the moon? Because of planes. Where do you get the idea of planes? Because of birds. Every new creative idea, every new piece of art, every new creativity, something that somebody invented or made up, came because of something else that they already know or seen or heard, right? Nothing is completely new. In business, it's the same thing. Where does a new product idea come from? Something you already have and are making it better, or something that you know is needed based on what there is or isn't. Marketing is the same way. You're not starting from scratch. I already know this type of marketing works, so then what will happen if this works? Got the idea? Good. So now let's discuss 4 ways for you to get better at hypothetical thinking, and that way you can come up with more creative, out-of-the-box ideas. Number 1, start with an if and then fun list, okay? Create a made-up or real challenging situation in your business that starts with if. If my funnel isn't working, if my podcast isn't growing, if my sales calls aren't converting, if, make up some sort of situation, even do something that's happening in your business, and then write at least 10 thens. Then I'm going to hire a podcast coach. Then I am going to A/B test my funnel. Then I am going, whatever you do, pick 10 for the same if. This will allow you to come up with many creative ideas because you're not trying to think of the perfect then, right? You're just thinking of at least 10 thens to the same if situation. And some of them are going to be funny, some of them are going to be weird, but eventually you'll get one that will actually work. Number 2, imagine yourself as your own hero. If X, whoever your own hero is, whoever you admire, would be here, then what would they say or do? Okay, that's again, if you're imagining yourself, if you're a person that you really admire. Number 3, a third way to get better at hypothetical thinking is gather your team or group of friends and have everybody write down a creative solution with zero criticism, zero negative feedback. You could even do zero feedback. Everyone is just writing down the creative solution to your problem. This will once again allow the ideas to flow. Some of them are going to be weird. Some of them completely don't make sense. Some of them are going to be way out of budget, but between everyone and having the space to just let those juices flow, your hypothetical thinking will be able to take something that somebody else said and something from somebody else and together come up with another idea. Number 4, though this won't help you directly come up with a creative solution for your problem, it will help you improve the cognitive function of hypothetical thinking. And when that is strong, when we solve the core issue, right, then coming up with creative solutions will be a whole lot easier. And that is play games that require hypothetical thinking, especially board games. Those are really good. And it doesn't make a difference if it's a game for kids, because they are, for the most part, a lot of times really challenging for adults too. Some games that I can think of right now is Mastermind, Gravity Maze, Cat Crimes, Chocolate Biscuits, Othello, chess, and worst case scenario, survival game, which is what it sounds like. In today's episode, we discuss how coming up with creative solutions comes from the cognitive function of hypothetical thinking. You can get better at hypothetical thinking by writing down a list of if and thens and come up with a whole bunch of thens. Number 2, imagine yourself as someone else. If I am this person, then what would they do? Number 3, get ideas from other people and build on it. And number 4, play games that require you to use hypothetical thinking. Your challenge this week is to choose at least one of the 4 things we spoke about and begin getting better at hypothetical thinking. Have an awesome rest of your day, and cheers to peak brain performance.
That's all for this episode of the Business Brain Podcast. If you enjoyed it, please share it with 2 of your business friends so they too can gain from it, and you'll be helping us reach our goal of 1 million downloads by the end of 2025. Cheers to peak brain performance.